In the Lab, a Texans podcast that takes a different look at things. Drew Dougherty and John Harris have their lab coats and goggles on, and the Bunsen burners burning. Here's Drew.
In the lab time, Drew Dougherty, John Harris. And John, since you're doing this from your car, let's play a little hypothetical. Let's do a little game. Let's pretend I'm a used car salesman on one of those lots with a lot of other businesses around it, and there's about 15 cars on the lot. None of them look good.
And you got that little air blowy thingy that's going all over the place?
Of course. Imagine I have a bad hairpiece. I'm not bald. I just got a haircut, as you can see.
Yeah, it looks good.
Or yes, sir. It's a little bit too short for my liking. Anyways, imagine I got a bad hairpiece, a 1970s plaid jacket, a big, thick, wide tie, and I'm trying to get you into this. Can I interest you in this, my friend?
Okay.
John's your name? John?
Right.
Well, John,
John, nice to meet you.
What would you think if I told you that I could get you a game where the Texans are +2 in turnover differential?
Ooh.
Is that something you'd be interested in?
Okay. You've got my attention. This is more than just a 30-second elevator test. Okay.
John,
you got my attention.
I also improved on that? And what if I got you a quarterback in Deshaun Watson who threw 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions? Is that something you'd like? Might you be interested in that type of a deal?
Okay, now wait a second. You are a sleazy car salesman, and you're telling me that I get +2 in turnovers.
I am.
And I get 4 touchdowns from Deshaun Watson and no turnovers going the other way?
That's right. And
Hold on.
You seem like a nice guy, and, you seem like somebody I enjoy talking with, so I'm going to let you in on something else. How about I get you a blocked field goal? Would you like that on top of those other 2 things?
Come on, now it's just too much, man.
I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Was that
all of it?
Yes, all those things.
Okay. I like all those things. And if I get all of them in one car, I would love that. I'll take that today.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, in my imaginary, my manager's telling me this.
Okay.
I'll throw this in.
Okay.
Texans are going to start at the 31-yard line, average their own 31-yard line. That'll be their average starting field position. Titans aren't going to start at their 21. So I'm going to give you 10 yards of field position every drive. You like that?
Okay. Seriously. Drew the car salesman, where do I sign? Where do I sign?
I can tell you're ready to sign, but
yeah.
You're a good dude, and I want to let you in on something else. I want to let you in.
Okay.
We got something else for you, okay?
Okay, all right. I trust you. What do you got for me?
In the red zone, you're going to go 4 for 4. Cool with that?
I told you I'm already interested. You're just driving it home. You're basically telling me that I do not have to call my wife to get confirmation of me making this purchase. Like, this is all. I'll be able to tell her all these great things I'm going to get. So, yeah, seriously, you don't have to tell me anymore. Just hand me the pen. I'm ready to sign.
That's not how we do things here at Dougherty Automotive Dealership, Dad, for short. Because old Dad gives great deals, doesn't he?
Hey, Dad gives good deals. It's a great tagline.
Sometimes you got to go to 4th down. You don't want to go to 4th down too much.
Yeah.
But what if you go to 4th down 3 times and you convert all 3 of them? Is that something that could maybe turn your attention, maybe drive this thing home for good, put the nail in the coffin?
Well, absolutely. You're giving me 4 touchdowns already, no turnovers created, or no turnovers to the other team. You're giving me 2 turnovers that they don't get. You're giving me a blocked field goal, and you're giving me 3 for 3 on 4th down.
Yeah. So go ahead. Can you sign right there? And this car is yours.
Yeah. Yes, I will sign.
Okay, the deal's official.
Yes. Okay, deal's official.
Okay, John. Well, the car is yours. You're going to need to put some new wheels on it. Not just new tires, but new wheels. And one of the axles is split, and it also needs a carburetor. So thanks for your business. We appreciate everything. But I forgot to mention that the Titans had 600 yards of offense, and it was kind of tough.
All right. Better Business Bureau needs to hear about this nonsense. You can't give me all of that without me knowing 601 yards of total offense.
I didn't give you just 3 good things to think about. I gave you 6 good things to think about.
Yeah.
So that's,
wait, hold up. But you didn't. You buried the lead, car salesman Drew. Drew Automotive Detail.
I'm a car salesman.
I'm not very happy.
I'm a car salesman, not a journalist.
Well, I guess you got me on that one. You definitely got me on that one.
Well, John,
that's not fair.
It's been good doing business with you. I hope I can bring your business back next Tuesday and perhaps do it again. Does that sound fun to you? Is that a deal you might be interested in?
No. If you are going to give me all that great stuff and then tell me, oh, it's 601 yards of total offense, a 94-yard run in the fourth quarter, basically untouched, you're going to tell me all that? You're going to give me all those good things, but then you're going to give me all that on the back end and not tell me about that after I sign? No, I don't want to deal with Dougherty Automotive ever again.
Fair enough. Okay, so all those things go down. The Texans fall. It was ugly. There's some major problems defensively that we saw on the ground, through the air. You can't just say it was just the run defense this time because they had 300-plus passing yards. Romeo Crennel, he called a spade in the post-game press conference. He said on the 94-yard touchdown run, or excuse me, the final touchdown, the wildcat, he said, I didn't call timeout because we practiced that play.
Yep.
Is it simply a matter of guys just on a one-by-one basis simply not doing their jobs and trying to do a little bit more than what they should be doing, John? Is that what you saw on Sunday?
Drew, it's interesting. In a game of 11 people on either side, you can have a breakdown of one person. And, a lot of times it's a breakdown of more than one. But you can have a breakdown of one person. You can circle one person and say, watch this play, and this is why this play worked for the opposition. And that happened on the Will Fuller 53-yard touchdown. For some reason, Malcolm Butler, the Titans got good pass rush. Everybody else is pretty much covered. But Malcolm Butler just forgot what his coverage responsibilities were, and Will Fuller just kept running down the field. Deshaun saw him and threw a ball deep. One guy got Tennessee beat on that play. And it was a good scheme, yes, but he blew the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
One guy sometimes is the breakdown for this defense. And it's not the same guy every time. It's not always, I would say this, Drew, this is going to sound weird. The defensive tackles inside, I know when you think of run game, that's what you think about. Oh, there's no DJ Reader. Oh, those defensive tackles are getting squashed. That really is not the case. Brandon Dunn and P.J. Hall have done a decent job inside.
P.J. Hall's surprisingly, remarkably, and probably been a bright spot.
Yeah.
On a very rough season otherwise for this defense.
Yeah, but defensively, you talk about gap integrity and responsibilities. And, look, sometimes when you have otherworldly talent, like a J.J. Watt, sometimes you're not always going to do what, okay, I know my gap is here, but I've been playing this game for so long, I recognize this run set. I'm going to jump out of my gap and go here and go make the play. And what ends up happening is people on the defense start feeling like, man, I need to go make a play. I need to go make a play. And so you start trying to do some other guy's job. Hey, look, I'm going to dart in here because I think I can make it. And you end up getting nudged or pushed out of the way, and all of a sudden they run the ball where you were supposed to be. And I think a great example of that was the 94-yard run by Derrick Henry. Brandon Dunn and P.J. Hall did a really nice job of clogging it up on the play side.
Yeah.
On the left, on the
it was left. Henry's left side and then the hole on the right.
Yeah. Right. And so Terrell Adams jumps up to fill that side. They've got the hole like a wall built. But Henry sees that gap to his right. And nobody can get in that gap. And Zach Cunningham needed to jump over to that gap sooner because of what the guys in front of him were doing. The guys in front, Brandon Dunn and P.J. Hall, are doing a good job holding things up. If Zach just follows the rules of gap integrity. Like, hey, these guys are taking care of these gaps. I better bounce in this gap and make sure that he doesn't show up here. Because if he did, he would hit him right in the face. It would have been a 2-yard gain. But Zach didn't get there fast enough. Henry does, and now he's off to the races. And now you're talking about a guy 6'3", 247, who might be the fastest guy in the field at that point, with one guy in front, a safety, and all the room to make him miss, and he's off to the races. And look, the guy ran for 212 yards. I'll never take anything away from Derrick Henry. I've been a big Derrick Henry fan for a long time. He played Yulee High School, which is just outside of Jacksonville. So I've followed him for a long time. He's always been a man among boys. He still is in the NFL, a man among boys.
But the Texans made it easy for him. Easier than
on that, yes.
Yeah.
And really, if you take away that 94-yard run, which I know kind of makes me ill to even say it, but if you take away that 94-yard run, let's say you stuff them there, and you create a 3-and-out and get the ball back and then finish the game at that point, Henry has 125, 130 yards. And then you don't go into overtime, so he doesn't have another 53 in the receiving game. So he walks out of there with a little bit more than he's had in games this year, and you probably win that game. And yet, that's a bust up front for one guy, maybe a second guy. Now, did the Titans block it up pretty well? Sure, yeah. They did a decent job blocking it up. But what happened was, because of the way that Dunny and PJ played it, the play should have been stopped. And so after that play, I was in my moat, and I was like right in line with the defense. And I see Dunny have a Surface or an iPad or whatever he had in the sidelines. And he gets up and he throws it down and he walks off the bench. And I could feel his pain. It's like I'm down in the trenches. I'm getting buried by 200-300 pounders, and I'm holding up for all I've got. And we got other people that aren't doing their jobs. And I knew he was mad, because you know that. Like, if you're sitting around a group of guys, you get mad about something because of what they said, you walk away, right? If you're mad about something that happened to you, you kind of sit there and just be like, God dang, and then you'd explain to the guy. If you're mad about somebody sitting next to you or something, you walk away, and that's what he did. So I knew that Brandon was pretty upset about how that play was defense. And the Wildcat play, Romeo was right. They had it they knew it was coming. It wasn't like you saw this Chinese fire drill going on where it's like everybody's everywhere. It was perfectly, the personnel was perfect. They knew what was coming. And one guy gets beat on the play because he started looking the other side. He got his eyes in the backfield instead of reading keys and playing off that block. And again, we go back to that whole thing. And this is why I always love football, because you need 11 guys in harmony. And very rarely does one guy cost you.
Right.
If one guy makes a mistake, you can maybe overcome it with the other 10. The flip side is, we saw on Sunday where one guy on a play could make a mistake, and that could cost the other 10. In baseball, you can put a pitcher up on a mound, and you may not be able to touch him. I mean, you might be able to hit him. You might be able to hit him at all. He's just breaking 12 to sixers, and one guy can beat 9. Yeah,
or you got 8 guys behind that pitcher who have they're Gold Glovers, but the pitcher hangs a curveball, kaboom. Bucky Dent, Casey Candell, they're going to take you a yard.
So my point in saying all that, Drew, is I think this defense, when you start talking about some of the individual players, you think, okay, man, P.J. Hall's been doing some good things. Brandon Dunn has been doing some good things up front too. Now, he's a little lighter than some of the defensive tackles the Texans have had. But there have been some guys that have strung together some good performances. JJ, I thought, played very well at Tennessee. And not just because he got a sack, but I thought he played the run really well.
Yeah.
I thought he maintained his gap integrity. He caused problems with the rush because he was drawing a tight end and a running back a lot of times. But you just had guys at times that had a hiccup on a play, like Malcolm Butler had for the Titans. There were players for the Texans that had those on defense, and it costs you. You hope it doesn't. There's sometimes you watch and you go, oh, my God, if they would have thrown the ball to that guy, we left him wide open. Sometimes teams don't take advantage. The Titans took advantage of all of our mistakes to the tune of 601 yards of total offense. And hopefully that's not going to happen ever again. But the Texans will get tested with the Packers coming in on Sunday.
John, it was good that you got that off your chest. We're going to do this again next Tuesday, because next Tuesday we're heading into a bye week. It's going to be fun. But until then, you take care. You stay safe, my friend.
All right, brother. See you, man.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.